first possession going to belong to Virginia, and after winning the tip, Camryn Johnson put it in action. She will feed this inside and laying it off the glass for the first points of the contest. Trip down the floor for Virginia already in the books. Wofford looking for their first to that end, and you get a look at Rose, who is the premier performer and ball handler. Kicks this out. Well-established, very physical Virginia squad. Clark to inbound. After the first personal called on Heiss, who had the original Wofford bucket. Or something that you would expect will be a big part of Virginia's game plan today with that size advantage that the Cavaliers boast. And down the left side of the lane. Talked about the break, the exam break that they just came off of in Spartanburg as timely in an effort to get everyone healthy. Here is Alexia Smith on the feed from Camryn Johnson, and Smith true works her way into this one. First action against the Terriers. Off the bench for UVA is the feed from the McDonald's High School All-American, two-time Virginia Player of the Year. Playing right here at home, and true from an assist standpoint today as a result of those unexpected injuries. And certainly that recent bucket coming from one of those key contributors in that vein. Right back into Johnson's grasp, and she weaves through and lays this home to just one of the last 7 shots going down for Wofford. And here's Virginia, look from the corner, and that'll rattle home. There is McGhee again. Able to corral it was Heiss. Gets it to the corner. After the rebound, relentless effort underneath. Saw a snapshot right there of her toughness and tenacity, and it results in a fruitful Wofford possession. Wofford being led by India Clark, the Alaska native, also in her freshman campaign. Camryn Johnson averaging in double figures with 11.1 per contest, also right at 5 assists, and that's a category where she has shined already today. How about this? To come into an environment like this today, trying to do something that has never been done in the history of the program, and that is beat an ACC opponent, just the one Power 5 win all time. So look at the feed as you see the shot last in action on December 4th ahead of this December 16th contest. They begin the second period, these two. Highly respected academic institution. Her first try, taking the Virginia lead to 3. After these two were separated by just a single point after 1 period of play. So a little history made today just in the meeting alone. A couple of minutes in to the second period. ACC ties for Wofford head coach Jimmy Garrity as well. We'll get into that. And Virginia with a solid answer in the initial stages of the second period to create a little breathing room. But that's nice touch right down the heart of the lane. It's been the story of late that she's had to score 20 or more in order for Wofford to come out on top. They talk about how much she loves to be more involved as a distributor, trying to feed it. Initial Southern Conference regular season championship last season. One of the great gentlemen in this game. He was trying to piece together reference to that early season storyline, which continues, that when will Virginia have a full contingency of players, and at that point be able to kind of click on all cylinders. But you have to love the way the surrounding. Johnson looked inside but decided to pull this out. Who's after Wofford closed the gap one more time. Scramble for it after McGhee disrupted and somehow able to come away with the basketball was Paulk, but it is only momentarily as here comes Virginia with numbers, laid off left side and laid in by McGhee. The lead to double digits for Virginia at just inside 3 minutes to play in the opening half. And a nice drive. Cavaliers on a 13-2 run. Trying to stall that, a valiant defensive effort by Schultz. Whistle, and they're going to count the bucket as Rose lofted it in the air just as she was being contacted. to this point, as the rebounding advantage has been squarely in Virginia's quarter throughout the half. Talk about an 18-2 start to non-conference play under the direction of the second-year head coach, certainly knowing how to get the job done. Think about that last time out for Virginia, in which 12 different players scored. No one more so than Taylor. Network between Wofford and Virginia. Terriers going nowhere in the early stages. In many ways, things sit at a one-point advantage for Virginia, and that will grow just a bit as an open look. Here comes Virginia. Taylor with it, puts it on the floor with the left hand and sees a wide open Lawson, who will decide to drive, and she gets this to rattle home as well. And she has picked up a couple of fouls in just 5 minutes played, but she now has the scoring to go with it. 1 o'clock tip in this one, as Virginia welcomed in Wofford for the first time. Tony Bennett and company in action. 22nd ranked team in the country will take on Northeastern, as Taylor now has her first from the floor to go along with that free throw earlier. And the lead 6 for Virginia. Answer on the other end. Data, the latest into the scorebook for a Wofford team. Turnovers at just a +3. Three-pointers, we talked about a +3 the other way. So many of the categories. Wofford 3 of its last 3. And 5 of the last 7. And that total will grow. Movement for Virginia. Clark has it up top, weighing her options. Taylor going to take one from distance and was confident in that shot. Look in an effort to stop and pop a 3, but nothing but air. Virginia quickly in transition. Down the right side, and enough on it from Clark to lay it home. Is Paris Clark. And an answer on the other end. The lead being in Virginia's hands for now over 29.5 minutes. But they've been unable to this point to put the Wofford Terriers away. Speaks to the tenacity of this pesky group. And the Terriers visiting from Spartanburg, South Carolina, with one of their own to begin the fourth. And it is 52-50 with 9:15 left to play in the basketball game. As Virginia knows all too well, challenged from a depth standpoint with a limited number of bodies, 9, at times 8 to work with along the way. Think about this Virginia team a season ago having to turn down postseason berth. At least 25 off its bench for the 7th time this year, including a comeback against Tulane in which they boasted 49. In which the Wofford Terriers led, and that was the early three-pointer right after the opening tip in the Virginia bucket, a 3-2 advantage that Wofford held. One of those playing decisively, at least to this point, in what is a .15 for Clark, and all of that coming with under 6 to play. Top of the key, much-needed bucket for McGhee. Basketball trickling out of bounds, belonging to Virginia just before a painful moment for the 17-point scorer, Rose. Here's Cam Taylor, just wills her way in close proximity to the bucket to come away with a much-needed stop. You can hear their presence inside JPJ now, as the game has dipped inside its final 5 minutes. And from Tuilabi, first points come in a timely spot and a good adjustment underneath. Rachael Smith working off in this group of substitutions, and another forceful basket. Cavaliers having led the majority of the contest, but Wofford surging out front when it has mattered here in the fourth. Her first from beyond the arc and 4th overall field goal of the day, and it's a 1-point Wofford lead. Little turnaround. Wofford giving Virginia a handful on this day. And down the lane goes the Conference Player of the Year, and Rose will try to go for three the old-fashioned way. 65 contest with just under 2.5 to play. 40-plus pulled down for Virginia in the game, and that rebound advantage as it grows, keeping the Cavaliers in position for second and third chances, maybe a fourth, and it will go down as Paris Clark fights for interior positioning. Wofford team that has led more than once here in the fourth, trying to pick up its marquee win in recent years, and another three goes down. And here's a look at Wofford's attempt from the corner, and a Wofford lead of 69-68 with a minute and change to go. The latest for Heiss, who has 16 in the contest. 42% from beyond the arc with 11 threes in the game. In possession of the basketball. Though this is stolen away on the inbound by Clark. Underneath it goes, and Smith lays it home. 5 to play. Back into the hands of Rose. She'll take the shot, banks it off the glass as time winds down, and Wofford takes the lead 71-70. Greatest to ever wear the Terriers uniform. Here is the Southern Conference Player of the Year. You know they were looking to work it back into her hands, getting back in to conference play to start the new year. Tapped away somewhat fittingly. The Wofford Terriers showing toughness defensively.